Is it too late to switch careers at 30? Can be daunting. I know because I've been there. Producing and testing toys for a living at some point, because why not? So in this video, I'm going to give you step-wise actions you can take if you are toying with the idea of making a career switch. I'll also give you some key insights from books that I have read where I was thinking about making a career switch. I'm Dipti Nair. I work as a strategist in an agency at Toronto. My career started as a client servicing exec back in India. And then I dabbled in so many different line of professions. Like I was trying my hand at copywriting. I was working briefly as a brand manager. I tried my hand at marketing. I was even producing and testing toys for a living at some point, because why not? It was a lot of fun. But what I'm trying to say is I was like a professional jack of all trades. Each step I took was a little scary and it did feel very challenging. But the truth is, every skill I learned along the process kind of built on each other, including the lateral ones. I feel like everything just laddered up to help me reach where I am today. So let's break down a practical step-by-step approach to make a successful career switch at 30. So step 1 is self-assessment. This means like looking inside to see what really matters to you, what makes you happy. What do you do that makes you lose track of time because you enjoy doing it so much? What really rings a bell with what you want to do in life? Those are the kind of questions you want to ask yourself. There are tons of tools out there like the Myers-Briggs type indicator, which I've also linked in the description below, which will just help fast track the process of identifying what matters most to you. And I would suggest take this step really seriously. I'd say write all of this down on a piece of paper so that everything is in one place whenever you want to reflect back at what made you want to switch your career in the first place. Next up is good old research. Try to find out more about the kind of roles you like. Get into LinkedIn, read articles, watch YouTube channels, anything that can give you the information that you require. But it really requires you to get your hands dirty. Once you know what you love and what matters to you, it's time to reach out to people in the same field as the one that you are eyeing. So don't be shy, make use of networking platforms like LinkedIn. Most people are really helpful and they will be willing to answer questions. So talk to people who are already doing job roles that you are interested in. Ask them what a typical day looks like. Ask them what are the different kinds of things that they feel excited about the job. This just gives you more idea about whether it aligns with the kind of expectations you have for the job. Step 3 is skill building. Let's talk about building the skills you need to get where you need to be. There are so many platforms like Coursera, edX, or even free videos on YouTube that will help you understand more about the field that you're interested in. It always helps to have some sort of certification in the field that you are eyeing. It's also a good idea to just volunteer to get your hands dirty and in the process also understand more about the role and really identify whether it aligns with what you have in mind. And if the thousands of courses out there is making you feel overwhelmed, that is where Course Correct comes into the picture. You can utilize this platform to look at all the different courses out there and streamline it or filter it out into the 1 or 2 courses that makes most sense to you based on your skill levels and based on your expectations of where you want your career to lead. Step 4 is a transition plan. This is where you set up timelines for yourself, identify key milestones, and start creating a plan to get where you need to be. First, set realistic timelines for the entire process. So a good idea is to just break it down into smaller, achievable goals, like for example, the time you'll need to complete a course, the time you'll need to create a portfolio if your role demands that, the time you need to just network and meet other people in the field, so that as you tick those things off, you'll really see that you're making progress. Now, another very important part of this entire plan is financial prep. You will obviously be off the job market for a while in between the whole transitioning phase, so you need to ensure you have enough to cover during this period. So that means just look at your current expenses, budget any other expenses that are associated with the transition, like the cost to take up a new course, for example, should all be taken into account when you create a financial plan. So make sure you have enough monetary support to keep you floating during this period of time. Step 5 is your job search strategy. This means tailoring your resume in order to add your transferable skills, anything that shows that you have what it takes for the new role that you're aiming for. Make sure it clearly tells the story of why you're switching careers and the fact that you have what it takes to justify this new role that you are looking at. When you're ready to make the transition, make use of all possible job boards, networking platforms, and don't underestimate the power of a well-crafted cover letter. This is your chance to explain your story, to tell them why you want to transition into this new career and why you could be a great fit for the role. I took help of 3 books at different points in life when I was transitioning into different career roles. And these books really helped me be more sure about the decision I was taking. And if you are very serious about switching your job, I would urge you to make use of these kind of resources. The first one is Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. This book encourages you to look at a career switch like a design project. So instead of stressing about finding that one perfect job, it encourages you to experiment with like smaller internships, projects, and just other ways to get a feel of the roles, and then finding one where you feel like you're a great fit. It's about creating a life that is really meaningful and fulfilling to you instead of finding any job that just pays the bills. The next one is What Color Is Your Parachute 2021 by Richard N. Bowles. Think of this book as the ultimate job hunting guide. It's packed with practical tips to find out exactly what you need to do next by indulging in some serious self-reflection. Plus, it's got some really good practical tips to adapt to the changing marketplace, finding those hidden jobs, and networking strategies. And the last one is Pivot. The Only Move That Matters Is Your Next One by Jenny Blake. I think the title is really cool, and she really helps break down the entire process of a career switch into actionable steps to make it super easy for you to follow through. It's like having your own personal coaching guide who gives you strategic inputs and helps you create that course of action that you need. It's like a lot of hand-holding, but in a good way. She's all about leveraging what you're already good at, like your strengths and experiences, and using that to transition into a new role that really excites you. These books aren't just about switching careers, they're practical guides to help you navigate the journey of finding a role that is really fulfilling and meaningful to you. Are you currently stuck in your career? Why don't you let us know in the comments? Or write an email on info@coursecorrect.fyi and we'll be 100% sure to reply to you. If you found this useful, don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you're always notified when new videos are uploaded on this channel.